Community radio is a very good tool because it is a radio which is with the community. Because you see, people talk about, they hear about it in the news, global climate change, global warming, global this and that, but it is up to us in the community media to translate down that to the community and apply it to the community so that they understand the local impact of the global change. Because global change doesn't mean it's something that is happening in Europe, something that is happening in America. Even in Zambia, Zambia is part of the globe, so they have to understand what really, how really climate is changing in Zambia, how the environment is changing in Zambia, and how, no matter how little it is affecting the global climate change.
Climate change adaptation, in a way, is a behavioral, or involves or entails a behavioral change process. And that's where community radio is very strong at. Through the programming, community radio try to sensitize the community, try to make the communities aware of the prevailing conditions, tries to pass on, the situation as it is, coping strategies, threats, dangers, and all this much. So it tries to clarify things to the community. This is one contribution of radio, passing on information, making them aware. But on the other side, community radios are very, very important in this case because community radios, as tools for communication, help in documentation of working practices, but also and increasingly capturing some of the unwritten best practice which may be embedded in the communities where the community radio could be. I can talk of indigenous knowledge. Community radio gives room for participation. For example, doing our environmental programs, and we try to be a bit very, very creative, we try to involve the community to be able to sensitize itself through songs, through drama, through poems, through local art, through local music. Community radio gives room for the old people, the gray-haired people, the old men with their indigenous practices, with knowledge, which knowledge has not been actually written down, which has been passed on generations after generation. It gives them an opportunity now to be able to, to talk to so many people, to share this experience. But now with the advantages that we have in our community radio, we are able to document, we are able to package that, we are able to record that, that story from this old man. We are able to package that and be able to now to pass it on. So in a way we archive.
Climate change is really a complex topic, and in our community for a long time the discussions have not reached to the people about climate change. The big debate is happening at the international level and the national level. So the role of community radio in climate change, one is to help people learn and understand what climate change is, and then two, community radio would help address climate change by engaging people in discussing how they can cope. And I also think that the community radio plays a very, very key role in encouraging conservation of environment, and that addresses issues of climate change. So community radio, I see it as a platform for engaging community in issues of climate change and making them participate in climate change debate, and also coming up with innovations that would help mitigate effects of climate change.
Well, we've been working on a couple of initiatives. One was a script writing competition, asking broadcasters to produce radio scripts on climate change adaptation issues that farmers in their areas were coming up with. And then we chose 15 winners, and all the winners received feedback from an international panel of judges and they reworked their scripts, and the final package was sent out to 570 radio stations across Africa. And another initiative we have is with funding from IDRC and DFID, and we're working in collaboration with the African Radio Drama Association and farmers organization, Women's Farmers NGO in northern Nigeria called WOFAN, and the University of Guelph to do a radio drama on climate change adaptation in northern Nigeria. So we see that radio can really play a strong role in not only providing information but promoting discussion and dialogue.
To me, an organization like AMARC is very important because of the types of marginalization that we face and the types of deprivations that go on in the body politic of our countries. We need an organization of this nature to harness and build the confidence of the little people who are making differences in their communities, especially when we look at what causes poverty. One simple reason being that people cannot even get water to drink, food to eat. It's a cause for us all to set up and do something about climate change, and that's where community radio comes in. When we are working with local people who take decisions on their own, and they mobilize themselves and they take ownership of the processes and the content of what they do with their community radio, we see sustainability and change taking place in this regard from the community level and growing to the national and the international levels. For us, if we can just make a little impact in the way we treat our environment and the way we are able to organize food and survival for ourselves, we will be the richest people in the world. More so when we are seen as taking care of nature, which continuously support us. This is our vision in community radio, and we think that with the appropriate tools for training and appropriate support, the people who are most affected by these issues can actually make a difference in their own lives.